have kids, they say. It'll be fun, they say. I don't know who said it, but they mother lie. Okay, they lie. So I am currently on duty. Okay, however, I am on my way down to the office to redecorate because I don't know why they play such a heavy role in my mind, but my office still has like the 4th of July stuff. 4th of July was yesterday. Um, but I am on my way down to the office so I can't. Baby, they closed. But you know what? The little corner store that's by my house, they know that they not about to get any business today because everybody gone for this what you call it, Essence Fest. So they choose to dip too. And you can't even blame them. You cannot blame them because they dip. I'm about to go to the dollar store. I have some stuff I need to pick up for one of my coworkers to make her a basket. I have a therapy appointment that is at 2 o'clock, which is a check-in from our last conversation. Of course, that cannot be recorded for quality and training purposes. Uh, I keep saying every time I hit that hump, I say that I need to get my son to do that for me. So I know that I'm trying to figure out what I need. So they have 3 of them, so I should be fine with what I have. Okay. Hair is extremely big today. I did try to put some of that shrink gel on it, but listen, it's doing what it's doing. Nothing I can do about it. So I had 2 things. I'm doing 2 videos. The first video right now is going to be in regards to people that no longer serve their purpose or have served their purpose at their places of employment. Experienced it at both jobs, So I'm glad. So we're going to title this one, Just Leave and Stop Making Others Miserable. Or in my mama's voice, miserable. Okay? My mama, her in these words, yeah. She says miserable instead of miserable. So we're going to stop making people miserable because I think miserable is probably actually worse than miserable. Okay? So I've always been a proponent of if I feel like God tells you, or either you become so uncomfortable in a position that you have no other choice but to leave, And sections are different, right? Everybody brings a certain type of, quirkiness. I like being in quirky sections. You see what I'm saying? One thing that I'm accepting of a person of where they at, because it makes no sense to try to change that said person because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to change. So you may as well accept them where they are as they are, right? So I like being in weird sections. I like being with people that's misunderstood because oftentimes I'm misunderstood. I have very few friends that met, you know what? I do have some that met me and just like me. But for the most part, when I was younger, my friends would be like, I did not like her when I first met her. I am a person that has to kind of grow on you, okay? Because I'm very standoffish. If I don't know you, I'm like, yeah. I've gotten a lot more relaxed. Even though I have been burned in friendship before, I take a person as who they are at first until they show me different, okay? So, with that being said, it comes a point and it comes a time when you see like, I am not enjoying this anymore. This is not serving me any purpose, or it's not serving the purpose, especially if you are people that have to interact with people. This is what's crazy. Most of the time, it's the people who have to interact with other people. The the fuck. That's what the fuck. Like what? Like you have a job where you have to interact with people, but you don't like people. And I say it oftentimes, like I can't stand people, but it's just certain people. It's not all people. They have some people who just have a disdain for all people, which is crazy. And you probably have to evaluate yourself on that. Like who hurt you? And it's time to go to therapy and talk about it. So I'm also a proponent of, if I wake up and I'm not feeling myself, I'm not gonna go in, because what I don't want to do is to have my bad day rub off as your bad day. Now it's our bad day, and you the Uno reverse and put it on somebody else too. Cause that bad day voodoo is a do, and I don't want to do it. Okay, don't. Okay, so I just feel like, and they have some people, listen, if they woke up every morning and they would not come to work. Okay, and I understand it. And we probably would be better off with them not even at work, because your work ethic, once you get there, is so piss poor that it's not even worth being there, you know? So I sometimes would just be like, I'll do it. Because you don't, people would rather not deal with the fragile foolishness. And also, I do understand that people have things that are going on at their own. Everybody got shit going on at home. Everybody has shit going on at home. The economy is in the trash. Everything going up, weight included. You see what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on that people are not happy with. But it's sometimes in life you will be joyous, and sometimes in life it's just gonna kick you in the ass. You just have to deal with the punches. But guess what? Making other people unhappy doesn't do anything. And I'm not telling you to fake your emotions. Never am I ever telling you to fake your emotions. But what I am also telling you not to do is rub your bad juju off on somebody else, because we don't want it. Okay? You could have stayed at home. And sometimes when I go, and I understand sometimes even at work, I feel like, so back to the just leave and stop making others miserable, um, that we were talking about earlier, when it comes to coworkers and not wanting to do their job and making more work for other people. Just leave if that's not what you want to do. And then, especially if you are in a self-serving, and in both of my jobs, you serving the public, you are face forward with people. So I don't understand how that's even a disposition for you to have. But I also account that to management or lack thereof. And speaking with my therapist, she is a proponent in saying, listen, certain things people are supposed to be stopping. It's not, and I'm not even going off of my work ethic, because nobody's gonna have the same work ethic as you. However, you should want to do something instead of just not doing nothing. Whitney Houston, nothing. That is crazy work. I don't understand it. But people, they subscribe to that. I don't, or the bare minimum. But what is crazy is, what I often do is I pray to God, especially the people that I have to interact with. I've been a victim of homicide in my family. I've been a victim of DV. And some of the people that, like, in talking to some of the people, it's just like, I am so sorry that you got that person. I am so sorry. But why are we not treating people like we want to be treated? Because what is so crazy is, you would be the first one to say, oh my God, that person has a bad attitude, or Oh, they don't even need to be at work when you are the one who probably don't need to be at work either. Do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. Sow into people as you wish them to sow unto you. If you don't have that, baby, start typing up your resignation letter. Start submitting those applications. Okay? Because this is why people have such a bad taste in their mouth about certain organizations. And it's sad because one bad apple does spoil the entire bunch, you know? And you pray that somebody gets in contact with a person that they have at least some type of decent interaction with. My God, today. Because if not, I'll never forget a time, y'all. My depression was deep. When I tell you deep, it was deep. My friend talked to me and she said, Carla, I don't like. And this one thing I love about my friends. Simone, baby, what she gonna do is tell you, don't let nobody stress you out, okay? Cause she ain't about to let nothing stress her out, okay? Now her mama may stress out a bit, but overall, it's certain things in life she just not gonna let her stress. Not going to allow to stress her. Y'all, we were on our way, and it was just, I don't know, it was a week that Kaveri was sitting heavy on my spirit, and it was a lot of stuff at work that was going on. And when you are in a field where it is trauma driven, it's hard, okay? And I don't think people understand the complexity of that. Not only having stuff going on in your home, but also dealing with other people's stuff. And a lot of times we are dealing with people who are not at the same mental level, okay? Not at the same understanding level. So it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to communicate. It's hard to verbiage to them. You have to tweak what you say, tweak how you do things, and it seems like, oh my God, I gotta explain. But what if that person doesn't understand in the way that you understand? Everybody understanding and comprehension is totally different, okay? Because like I told you, my sister, she was like, because y'all, I'm going to the doctor because I think I might have had a stroke. And I say my stroke is stroking, but y'all, my sister was explaining to me about the roof and the ceiling, and she said, are you okay? I was like, Paula. And you know what's so crazy? I was looking her in her face, and I was trying to catch what she was giving to me. But I could listen. I was dodging that thing like a pregnancy, okay? Dodging it, okay? I did not understand. I could not comprehend. And she literally had to break it down. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I understand what you mean now. She was like, are you serious? And the first thing a person would attribute that to, my God, Carla, you have a such and such degree and da 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 da. But at that moment, I had so much stuff that was on my brain that I could not process what she was trying to tell me. And she was like, oh, you are, once she figured out that I was not playing and I was serious, she was like, oh, you are serious. And I'm like, yes, because we went through the whole zip tie situation. And that was a whole nother. So I'm just saying, yes, our job can be stressful, but sometimes you just have to, you have to decompress, find your way. Like now at my job, my first job, what I'll do is we have a Uno battle. Okay, when I say it is better, and Lord, I can't see Ophelia choke her out. Okay, Ophelia cheats. Simone cheats too. Emma, bless her heart, baby, she Caucasian, and they done made up these black rules that I don't understand either. Emma, bless our hearts, okay? So they like you can put double Dutch down, and it's different colors being thrown. And then I got the Barbie Uno, which is not like the regular Uno. And on one of the cards, you can throw the card down, and whatever color the person who throw the card down, you pick a color, If the other people had a color in their hand, they throw that amount of cards down and pick the. Listen, it's already stressful. It's already stressful. So I don't know. I know it makes us laugh, but that Barbie Uno. Listen, Mattel, I'm on y'all tail. Okay, I'm not bringing the regular Uno cards, y'all. And then I have some fire. I can't wait to go to somebody's pool party because I have the water Uno. Okay, listen, that's a whole nother level. Okay, did y'all know they had water Uno? So I'm just like, that's a way for us to decompress. You make sure you stay hydrated, baby. He said, yeah, I know. But listen, it's too hot to be out here running. Go to the gym. Run inside if you want to run. Oh, it's so hot out here. Yeah, so that's a way for us to decompress. Even though the Uno card game probably takes every bit of 10, 15 minutes, 20 at best, it's still a fun way. And then we get back to work. We want to do a fast card of Uno. Now next week, no Uno for me. I'm on duty. They better leave me alone. Okay, they know how I am when I'm on duty. Following week, I got you. Okay, but this week, no Uno. But y'all start treat people like you want to be treated, or just lead them people job. Okay, lead them people job and give it to somebody who really want it, because the job that you complain about, especially in this economy, there is somebody that's praying for their job. And I'm talking about praying to Jehovah for their job. So be mindful, be careful, be cutesy, be demure, but please be appreciative, okay? I love you guys. If you take it wrong, that means you were hit dog and you didn't holler, okay? Love y'all.